As cricket coaches or sport coaches, we have a pretty big challenge ahead of us these days, in my opinion, because times have changed considerably. Whereas years gone past, kids grew up riding bikes, kicking footies outside, climbing trees. These days we're not that active anymore. As a result, a lot of our core fundamental movement skills are either getting learnt at a later stage or they're not getting learnt at all. So we have to be aware of that when we're incorporating our cricket sessions and, from my point of view, our fielding sessions. How can I expect a tall, fast bowler to take 2 steps and dive to his right if that's a movement pattern he's never learnt before? So we have to break our movements down. We have to get them comfortable and understanding their body movements. Incorporate a lot of that coordination work with them. And it's really quite easy to do, but it takes a little bit of time. Simple measures as just learning to move laterally, take a couple of steps. Again, get your player comfortable doing that and then incorporate balls involved. Another big challenge we have is fast tracking these kids that we understand that have lost a little bit of their coordination efforts as kids growing up. But then they come into our programs as 15-year-olds, 16, 17, 18, and they're going through growth spurts. We have to really work hard with them with a catch and throw program while they're growing. All right? Understand that one year they might take a catch here and the next year that ball's hitting them in the wrist because they've shot up so quick. Often that's the bowlers. And then their life, we worry about them bowling in the nets. They go to a training session and they run in for an hour and a half or whatever it may be, and they run a straight line and they're controlling their thought process. They know what they're doing. Their actions are very controlled. Right? And then at the end of the session they have a bat and then they might move on. If we get them for a catch, well, it's not a high intensity catch or movement pattern that we're training them to do. And then their one in life as a cricketer is either field at mid-off or third man or fine leg. We have to look after these guys a lot better than that, in the fact that yes, they are growing. We've got to understand that they've lost a fair bit of their coordination just through that sprouting process, and that all we're training them to do is run some straight lines. Let's get this effort going through their growth years so that we are getting some lateral movement involved. We are getting a lot of random catching and throwing themselves around, so they understand how their body works. If we can create some game sense play in warm-ups or fitness programs that we do with these kids, so they're just running around and catching a ball, that will ultimately help all elements of their cricket, not just their fielding. If these kids are playing another sport in winter, fantastic. You know, let's not just pigeonhole them. Their general development will help our cricket. So it's crucial that we develop a program where kids are catching and throwing every day of cricket, moving around, having some fun, playing games with it, which will ultimately help us create athletes in our game.